My brother manipulated our dying grandfather to steal my inheritance. I didn't scream. I didn't contest the will in court. I just signed the paperwork, handed him the keys, and waited for the bank to knock on his door. My grandfather was a hardworking man who owned 2 properties, a stunning, newly renovated 5-bedroom estate on the lake, and a dusty, run-down antique shop on the edge of town. For my entire life, the agreement was that my older brother, Carter, would get the shop to start his own business, and I would get the house since I had been the one taking care of our grandfather in his old age. But Carter has always been greedy. During the last month of my grandfather's life, while I was at work, Carter brought a notary to the hospice facility. He convinced our heavily medicated grandfather to sign an amended will, swapping our inheritances. At the reading of the will, Carter couldn't stop smirking. The lawyer announced that Carter was inheriting the lake estate, valued at $1.2 million. I was left with the rotting antique shop, which had a collapsed roof and hadn't turned a profit in 10 years. Carter patted me on the shoulder and told me I could use the shop to finally learn some work ethic. I didn't shed a single tear. I just signed my name and walked away. Carter immediately moved into the lake house. He bought a new boat on credit, threw a massive catered party, and posted dozens of photos online bragging about his self-made luxury lifestyle. What Carter didn't know, because he never actually bothered to visit our grandfather or look at his mail, was that the lake house wasn't paid off. 5 years ago, my grandfather took out a massive reverse mortgage on the estate to pay for his mounting medical bills. The house had an $800,000 lien attached to it, payable immediately upon his death. But that wasn't the best part. When I went to clean out the worthless antique shop, I found a stack of unopened certified letters in the back office. The town had recently rezoned that specific street for high-density commercial development. A major grocery store chain had been desperately trying to buy the dirt the shop sat on for 2 years. 3 weeks after Carter's massive lake house party, he got a notice of foreclosure. The bank demanded $800,000 within 30 days, or they were seizing the estate. Since Carter had already maxed out his credit cards buying the boat and furniture, he panicked. He drove to the antique shop to find me. He was sweating, pacing the floor, and begging me to take out a loan against the shop to help him save his house. He told me it was what our grandfather would have wanted. I just smiled, reached into my desk, and handed him a copy of a contract. I can't take out a loan, I told him calmly. I finalized the sale of this lot to a commercial developer yesterday morning for $2.5 million in cash. But hey, enjoy the lake. Carter's face went completely pale. He started screaming that it was unfair, that half of that money was rightfully his, and threatened to sue me. I just pointed to the door and told him to get off my multi-million-dollar property. Carter lost the house to the bank the next month. His shiny new boat was repossessed, and his credit is completely ruined. Meanwhile, I just bought a beautiful new house right down the street from the lake, paid in full.